Hi there, wonderful people. My name is Jamison, and I'm shooting an interview with the wonderful Mr. DJ LC from Daybreak at WFAA. And we're shooting this at the DeSoto Library. What would you say to teens that may turn to drugs, alcohol, or other substance abuse during this time?
First of all, don't do it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Don't do it. If you have, you can stop. If you have, you can stop. There's other ways to deal with or cope with it, because now that takes you down a whole nother path that, trust me, you don't want to go down. And it's only a temporary fix. It's like putting a Band-Aid on something. It's not really going to address the issue that you may have. My biggest advice would be to speak to someone if you need to. Speak to someone. Find someone that you can speak with. And even if it's someone who may not necessarily be at home with you, but if you have an aunt, an uncle, someone who that you look at as a positive, again, looking at life in the positives, find you a positive, and don't be afraid to speak. I would rather you speak to someone rather than just figuring the best way to cope or deal with this is through drugs or alcohol. And that's a real question. That's a real question. And unfortunately, there are some who have gone down that path, who may be going down it right now. And again, my biggest advice to you is please, 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 don't do it if you're even thinking about it. And if you are doing it, trust me, there are other ways. There are other coping mechanisms other than that. And if you just try it, your life will be so much better for it. I promise you this. There's not many things that I can promise in life, but one of the things that I can promise you is try a different route. If you unfortunately are already doing it, and if you haven't done it, don't even do it.
Do you think it's important for teens to reach out to the parents or other adults during this time if they are having a difficult time?
Yes. First of all, Jamison is on top of it. These questions are absolutely awesome, man, and that's a very good one too. And kind of as I stated before, sometimes teens don't feel comfortable speaking to mom or dad about certain things. It just, I had a daughter when she used to play sports, when she was in high school or middle school, and I could tell her something. See, like it went in one ear and out the other. If you told her the exact same thing that I said, she has an epiphany. Like, oh my gosh, did you hear what he said? It's just something about, parents and their sons and daughters. But in situations like this, again, where we've had to adapt and adjust the way we do things and cope with things, before you decide to go into something that's really not good, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or anything that's totally along those negative levels, yeah, I strongly encourage you to take a moment to say, Mom or Dad, can I talk to you about something? Now, this is a two-way street, because it's not just about the teen talking to mom or dad, but mom or dad has to know how to listen and understand what those teens are talking about. You can't just blow it off like such is life. Just know. To them, these are real issues that they may have. And part of the reason why it may seem awkward, talking to mom or dad about whatever, but right now, your circle has been brought in due to this pandemic. We don't necessarily have the means to, or the ability to socially be around and be with and talk to certain people like we used to. So the trust has to come there, and the ability to talk and know how to listen, which is why I said it's a two-way street. Teens, trust your mom and dad if you can, and mom and dads out there, listen to your teens. Listen. Just let them talk. Don't blow them off. Hear what they have to say, and then engage in productive, positive conversations. Because right now, teens probably need parents more than ever, even more than they thought they or didn't think they did. Trust me. Teens need to trust their parents, and parents, you have to listen and trust your teens.
How can we strengthen the connection between teens and adults?
I think strengthening that connection again comes from listening. From listening, not taking what may be issues to you and dismissing them just because I'm an adult, as if what you're talking about doesn't matter. And again, engaging in productive conversations. And some things may be difficult. It may be a conversation that you really don't want to have with your son or daughter, because as a parent, it's kind of like, ugh. But hey, I would rather my daughter come to me about something than to trust necessarily what her friends or something else outside may say, or what she may learn, if she gives me the opportunity to have that connection to her. And that's why I said it's a two-way street. Teens have to trust and try to go to your parents and be willing to hear what they say. You know, a lot of times teens are like, I don't want to talk to my dad or my mom. They don't understand. They lived back in them times with dinosaurs or whatever, like we don't know nothing. But again, I kind of look at it with that two-way street as there's parents, and they say there's times when you can be like a friend to your child, and you can be a friend. But there's also, too, the understanding I'm still your mom and dad. You see what I'm saying? So the same way if you talk to me about something, Jamison, if you got something going on with you, I want to know. I don't want to find out later or the hard way. Talk to me so we can get through whatever it is that's troubling you. We're a team. We were a team from the day you were born, and we're going to be a team to the very end. So therefore, if you got something bothering you or troubling you, again, try to go to your parents. Go ahead and try it. If you haven't done it, just try it. You might be surprised. And then parents, please understand, if they come to you, don't act like you're too busy. Don't dismiss what they're coming to you about. Listen. Listen. The importance of listening is so huge, it's so big. And I think if you do that, yeah, it will totally strengthen the connection between that mother and father and son and daughter.
How important is it for teens to stay motivated in their schoolwork, even though the way that they attend class might have changed?
I think it's very important to stay motivated. It can be hard. Again, I'm like I said before, I'm a happy-go-lucky kind of person. Someone who tries to find a positive out of any and every situation. I think for teens, you have to find different ways to stay motivated as well, which is why I said delving and jumping more into whatever you may have a passion about. Maybe getting a little bit more involved in that. And staying motivated, too, it keeps you on your path. It keeps you on course to hopefully whatever your dream or whatever vision that you may have or see for yourself. Because the minute you start to lack that motivation, no, it's it could be a snowball effect and go downhill. Now, like I said, it's not like you won't have days where you just ain't feeling it. We all have that. I have those. But the prize, if you keep an eye on the prize, to when I say win, I mean win in whatever it is you're trying to do. Don't let negativity or the lack of motivation defeat you. That's what I mean by win. Set small goals or whatever, if possible, that you can even achieve at home. It could be something as simple as, you know what, today I'm going to reach out and just surprise and call grandma or grandpa or whatever and tell them I love them and see what their reaction is. Or if you got a homework assignment or something that you got to do, just tell yourself you can do it though. Tell yourself you can do it. And I think if you start small, you know, not necessarily the big things or whatever, but if you start with some small things and see that you can still achieve those, then it can keep that motivation going and going.
All right, last question. Is there anything else you would like to say to teens to encourage them during this time?
For number one, I am just I don't even know if impressed or in awe or just the resilience that teens have shown and exhibited through what was probably one of the most difficult periods, not only in their lives, but I'm gonna say just in our lifetime. I mean, teens, you guys have, you know, not only have you been pulling through, you still are. And I'm talking about teens everywhere. And I think it's just important that instead of not only hearing about this total unfortunate pandemic, but it's not like teens just lost their minds and just totally just gave up. Y'all didn't give up. You haven't given up. And that's what I love most, man. Teens are still accomplishing things and doing things and still making it happen in spite of what was supposed to be something like this pandemic that could have easily broken you. It could have, but you didn't let it happen. You did not let it happen, and you're not going to let it happen. And that's one of the biggest things that I just totally encourage all the teens out there, man, is keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing through. Because trust me, it's going to get better. We're making improvements. Things are happening. I don't know how long we're going to have these masks on, but hey, it is what it is. But guess what? We took these masks, and now you got all kind of designer masks. You know what I'm saying? You got masks that bling. You got masks that have different designs. Oh, listen to that. You take something that's meant to be a negative and turn it into a positive. And teens have done that, and I encourage you to stay the course. Again, trust your game. And when I say bigger and better is coming, not only in 2021, but even in 2022. And I say that because if you don't know, if you haven't heard, even the DeSoto Public Library has got your back. Because in 2022, the Best Southwest Everything Teen Expo is coming. Mark it on your calendar in April of 2022. So not only do you get through 2021, which we got this, but even 2022 is going to be bigger and better, man. And I'm telling you right now, for all the teens out there, stay with it. I love you. Remember to stay positive. Don't turn into drugs or alcohol, anything like that. If you start to feel down, talk to someone. Talk to someone, but trust your game. You got this. I'm telling you right now. And stay true to it, all right? Jamison, you're awesome.
And you are too, DJ LC. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next time.
And Jamison, I just want to take a quick moment to just real quickly to say, man, how thankful that I am, not only to be interviewed by you, but the fact that you have a young black male interviewing, I would say an older black male, but you know, because a lot of times, man, females, young ladies, they get right into it. They have no problem with it. That's just the nature of women. They can, but guys, men, whether they're younger or older, sometimes you have to pull it out of them to do some things. But man, you've been on it since the start of this. You're a very, very positive young man. You have, and I don't even, this is my first time even having the pleasure of meeting Jamison, but I can already tell you have an aura about yourself that is not only bright, but it's infectious. And so stay the course. Like I said, trust your game. And just remember, you never know what friends, what students, or whomever maybe, it may be your peers, or there may be people that's younger than you who are looking at you and feeding off of your light. So stay positive, man. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing a tremendous job. And I'm just honored and thankful that you even took the time to interview me. So, guys, keep your eyes out for this young man right here, Jamison. Bigger and better things are coming for him as well. Trust me.